It's been a while, hasn't it? Hello, my name is DreadKyller, and sorry I have not posted a video for a while. It was not until just about a week ago that I actually got a new headset, because, as I said on my last video, my old one has broken, and so I'm hoping this one is as good. It should be. It was much more expensive. It was about 2.5 times as expensive. My old one was $95, Logitech G35, and this is a $250 Sennheiser PC350 SE. So it better be a good headset, good microphone. This is the first time I've really tested recording it. So today, while I'm here, is a little bit of a difference in the series for build lessons. It's not really a build lesson. It's going to be more of a new series called Building Toolkit, and as compared to teaching like strategies and techniques, as compared to showing strategies and techniques, I'm going to go over concepts, and I'm going to go over like the philosophy behind knowing whether or not your builds are aesthetically appealing. Things such as what I have written down in here. We're going to be going over something called tone, which I have specified into 4 different categories: light, neutral, dark, and contrast. I'm going to be going over something called the perceptive void space, realism versus fantasy, and I'm going to be going over some of the golden ratios eventually in this series. And during this time, during the videos, we are going to be building a pretty large scale map. So today we're going to actually start with the terraforming. Right now I am going to just start generating a void world, or it should be a void world. I have the generator saying this correctly, but for some reason the actual generator is messed up. It seems it always generates bedrock instead, even though if I open up this again, you can see the generator settings are correct for void worlds. So we'll have to see how this thing behaves, but I'll see you back again in game, and I'll be using a different recorder. Maybe my voice will be different there. Who knows? Let's try this again. Okay, because the last video that I recorded using DxTory, I did not include my microphone audio because I couldn't really use any mics that were good. So, guess what I forgot to do before recording this video? So I recorded 10 minutes worth of me building a line. This is, I know, not that interesting, but I did do a lot of talking and explaining of stuff during that time, just to find out that I had forgotten to include my microphone in the audio settings. So here we go again. I did indeed manage to get it to be a void world. This time it generated a void world and did not generate it with a bedrock floor, which I am very thankful for. Now I'm going to just tell you that there are 3 plugins that I would really suggest you get if you intend to build a lot, because these 3 plugins are very useful. World Edit and Voxel Sniper, you can probably guess what it's for. Voxel Sniper for terraforming. World Edit is really good for things like structures, copying and pasting, rotating. You can do all sorts of amazing things with it. And essentially, really bad joke there. I use for the /speed command because I like to be able to move around fast to be able to get the different parts of the map. So, if you have these 3 plugins, these are really all that I ever use for building, but sometimes I don't even use them. In fact, I just recently got Essentials literally about an hour ago. So you definitely do not need them to build. I would definitely recommend World Edit and Voxel Sniper, however. Okay, so what I am currently doing is I'm using a World Edit brush to create a line of spheres here and time set. And there we go. Just keep it the daytime. Okay, so I have this long line of spheres, which as I explained in my previous attempt of this, I am trying to create a valley. And so this is going to be a pretty decent sized valley. Pretty decent size. It's going to be a pretty massive valley, actually. But the reason I'm using a world edit brush instead of... Let me just turn my render distance up a bit. Instead of the voxel sniper brush is I'm using a brush size of 20. And if I use a brush size of 20 with voxel sniper, the amount of time it takes, literally, when I was explaining it on the first attempt of this, DC'd me and lagged the server for about 10 minutes. That's how long it took voxel sniper to create a radius of 20 sphere, as compared to world edit. If I click, in a second or so, boom, there we go. Took a few seconds as compared to like 10 minutes. So world edit, I don't know what they do differently with their algorithm for finding out the spheres, but is much faster than the way voxel sniper works. And so if you're using big sizes like 20, use world edit brushes. It'll severely speed up your building process. Anyways, so I have created this line which is going to serve as like the basin for our valley. So from here I'm going to expand it off to the side and slope it upward a bit. And unfortunately, because of how long it actually takes to build this, I don't want to do that all on camera because that would be a very intensive video. So I'm actually going to do some like little jump cuts and everything every time I make some big progress, explain a little bit of what I did, and explain what I'm going to do the next stage. And hopefully this video won't be too long, and I'll be able to get it uploaded very soon because I prefer to be able to get this series started because I've been away for so long. So I'm going to continue, and I'll be back when I've done something. And here's a very, very good example on why I just jump cut. Half an hour later, and this is how much I have worked so far for the valley. It is a good amount, to be honest. That's a very large landscape right there. Plenty of room to work for, and I plan on making it bigger. It's going to be a bit wider than this. It might seem to be going steep, but it's not quite going steep yet. It's going to be quite extensive. I might end up doing 2 to 3 more rows on each side, and then starting to go up, and I'm actually going for more of a sheer cliff valley instead of like the slow slope. Instead of it being like mountains on both sides, I prefer this. I kind of am combining the style of mountains with the style where it's kind of like plateaus on either side. I think that fits kind of the theme that I hope to go with for the rest of this series, or at least this first season of the series, which is going to be basically it's going to be like a valley village, only it's going to be a massive map. It's going to be more than just the valley. It's going to have other terrain besides the valley, but the bulk of the work is going to be in the valley for a while, and we'll expand from there as it goes on. So basically, each series, season, that's the word. Each season, I will add another area onto this map, and after a few seasons, we will have a massive map. Hopefully, is the goal. So the first one is going to be this very foresty valley with a lot of villages nearby, and I have a quite elaborate plan for what it's going to end up looking like. I doubt it's going to look anything like I'm imagining it, but where it'll take us is going to be a really cool adventure, I think. But half an hour to do this. And while this is a lot of work, half an hour to do this on for a YouTube video would have been boring, and I really doubt that you wanted to watch me build all this. So I will say that terraforming is extremely time consuming, especially if you do not have one beastly of a computer. If you are on a dedicated server that has a very good processing and a lot of RAM, then each of these spheres might take only like less than a second to make, and you could probably get this done, what I just did here, in about 5 minutes. But for me, it takes about average 5 to 10 seconds per sphere. So I can do multiple spheres at a time, but still, it takes a significant amount of time to get a large amount of area done. But so essentially what I did was, after I made the initial line, I'll show you right here. Let me just find the end of this thing. Chunks are loading a bit strange. Options. Let's try that, see if it works. Okay, so what I did was I basically took each side and I found the center of the sphere, and I went up a few blocks and I'll place another sphere there. And when this one gets done, it's going to take longer because I'm recording. But when this sphere gets placed, you're going to see that it is at a slight incline from the sphere that I placed it on, and that's how I created this slope. The more I wanted the slope, the higher up on the sphere I place, and then that's my initial sphere. From there, I actually just place it right off the side sphere like that, and then I wait. Now it's taking significantly longer because the recording program is actually taking up some of the RAM and CPU power that my server was using to speed this up a bit, because I have my server dedicated almost half of my RAM on my computer. So 4 gigabytes is not a ton, and I have a pretty like medium end computer, so it's not that good. Some of the more modern computers will be able to handle these things like a breeze. So, but the Voxel Sniper, remember, 10 minutes. 10 minutes to do a sphere like this on my computer. As compared to 10 seconds, I will take the 10 seconds. Anyways, so this is a decent amount of work that I've done so far today. This is more of an introductory video to this series that I'm going to be starting. Hopefully on the next video, I will actually have this terraforming mostly done, so that I can kind of move on and show you some stuff that I can actually record while doing. Something that might not take quite as much time to do each individual action. So, if so, I will see you then. Not sure when the next video will come out. I have to still get back into the routine of actually producing videos, and as you can see, my commentary is probably a little bit off now as well, because it's been so long and I'm hard of practice right now. I need to refresh a little bit. So, not that I was really good at it to begin with, but you get the point. Anyway, so I will see you in the next video, no matter when that is. It hopefully will not be that long. I'm going to try to get back into regular video making, so I will see you then. Goodbyes.